It is Friday Design Talk. Hi, how are you? Welcome back. Let's start this Friday, the first Friday of 2022. So it's our first live on Friday. And let's talk about a very important topic, very curious topic, because a lot of people ask, but what it is this and what it is that when they talk about advanced design or R&D Design Studio. Ciao Abhishek, how are you? Eduardo, ciao, buonasera. So, I've decided today to talk to you about the differences that we have, between one, two, or three different type of design studios into of course, a big design organization in automobile company when we are talking about advanced design. Because a lot of you welcome, Kartik. Okay, so now let's talk about our subject for today, the R&D Design Studio. A lot of people love to start working at the R&D, at the Advanced Design Studio, because in car design, when we talk about the Advanced Design Studio, we talk about the future. So it's not like production cars. We're really talking about projects that are made thinking at least 7 to 15 years from today. And when you welcome Jay, and when you get to this type of design studios, of course, your formalities has to be very, very exercise, to think not today, not tomorrow, but really far away. This means a lot of things. Implies that you have to make some research. It's not just a question of creativity, okay? It's also a question of research. The most important thing when we think about something that has to be done for 10 years from today, it's in a way to make a very deep research about trends, behaviors of people in the last 20 years, in the last 30 years, okay? How societies change, why the society made the big changes, okay? How are the cycle of life between the people according to important moments, in everybody's life that can provoke big changes. For example, COVID, it's a way to provoke big change that affects also the way you live. And when you live differently than the usual, it means that you open up yourself to new experiences. And some of those experiences you like, and therefore you want to keep them. So the new thing, it's something that you like. Ciao Nikesh! And little by little, your behavior will change. So when we think about that, okay, we realize that if people change their behaviors, their taste, what they're looking for, what they would like to have, or what they need to buy, automatically we understand there are new needs, okay, coming soon. And we have to respond to those new needs with technology, cost, quality, and design. And between all those elements, design and technology are very important because they will be very important. Ciao Rocco! Happy New Year to you! From New York, right, Rocco? Ciao Pinga! Buon anno! Di nuovo! Baci a tutti! Okay, so what happens is that design will be very important to sell, to sell the idea, to sell the concept, to make sure that people will get struck by that and they really want to go in, at least to go and watch that product, try it, test it, The big change, for example, in R&D, in telephones. Sorry about my nose. I have a little bit of. Cold. So the most important thing was when we had the iPhone. This is a very recent big change in society, because the iPhone, it's not just a telephone. It's much more than that, because it really changed our way of behaving and the relationship we have with technology, thanks to all the apps and the technology that the iPhone has. Already it was a big revolution to have a telephone without buttons. I mean, if you think about it, the telephone has been always something where you take your finger and you have to look for numbers. Now we don't do that in that way, like we did for the last, 80 years, 100 years. Now we can do this with vocal messages, because there is a yes, Rocco, you can do it on Instagram, in my chat on Instagram, okay? I don't remember if you have my email. Just in case you have my email, then use my email. How are the behavior of people study, or what goes behind the process to come up concept design? Abhishek, we will get to that, don't worry. I just do this little introduction so that people understand, you all understand, to do something where we have to start. And therefore, coming back to the iPhone, we realized that technology opened up lots of opportunities in doing with the telephone lots of other things. And to do them really well, you can have a few 4K photo done with an iPhone that is better than a normal reflex camera. So when we get to all that, we understand that was a big change. And that change was provoked by research and development. Because the Advanced Design Studio, what did they do? They answered to the question of Steve Jobs that said, I want a telephone that is not a telephone, that is all black, it's made of glass, and there are no buttons. So automatically when the engineers and designers in the studio heard that, they found themselves in a situation that was very difficult at the beginning. But then little by little they did it. In a car design studio, it's more or less the same thing. And that's why the car design studio, or the advanced design studio, it's made of people that have already a mental approach to the new things, and also the big curiosity to provoke changes, with their projects. Knowing that lots of proposals that we make, they will never see the light. So there is also that type of frustration, that you have to manage. That you work a lot and then things don't come out, all right? But between 10, 15 things you do, maybe one will come out. Eduardo, by Mercedes is an excellent example of such field. Yeah, exactly. So when we are in that design studio, in general, we have very young people, because young people that come out of school, they are not already contaminated by the production hard points that we managers live with since years. And of course, take our mind after years into a frame type of mind where certain things for us it's too complicated to do or to get for tomorrow. But when you get young people, young managers or senior designers that have a really strong will to use their creativity at their best, etc., then you put together sort of a small dream team, then you get all the people that have to play, the right one with the right profile. Then you have the projects. Now, here there is something new. When you get a project, okay, You have to distinguish if that project it's a marketing operation, it's a product promotion, or it is a technological design prototype for future technologies and cars or solutions that the car company has to adopt eventually in the near future. So those are three different types of jobs that will provoke three different types of results. So let's analyze the first one. The first one is the famous show car, okay? The show car, it's what we admire every time we go to an auto show. Also when we see the videos on YouTube or on TV, okay? We love show cars. We go there and then we go on to the stand. If we have the chance to get in during the press day, all those show cars are open. So you can sit down inside, you can touch, you can see how it works, and everybody loves how to do that. You know, me too. When I was younger, I was always with my camera, always there, taking lots of photos of all the concept cars, the show cars, and everything. So when you go into a show car, basically, a show car is a beautiful piece of art made at the Advanced Design Center to make a sort of a publicity of the brand, to show the technology we would like to use, to show that we are doing maybe a new graphics for the front, that we change the design language, that we add extra technology, ciao sai, extra technology, more modern technology, that we make the car with a completely different architecture. And those show cars in reality are just prototypes that work at very slow speed because they would break. They are very expensive to make. They are very fun, you know, lots of fun to work on those projects. But basically they are there to announce to clients that, or to the public, that in 10 years this brand, it might change into this one that you see, you know, with this type of form language, those type of details. And then sometimes it happens that some of those details get into production. So in the next 3-4 years, no, look, I'm not in Italy, I am in France. I live in France, I work for Renault. Okay, so this is the first scenario, okay? So the show car, it's more a marketing operation, very important, to support the brand, make sure that everybody talks about the brand positively, and the brand uses the show car a little bit to anticipate, you know, what is the future, the next future vision of the company, you know, where we are going to go, more or less, or where we would like to go. And the show car will work just the necessary to communicate that to journalists, to the people, so that people talk about. And then a lot of people will say, I like it, I don't like it, will say, you know, like the controversial BMW new kidney grill. A lot of people are talking about that a lot on LinkedIn, on Instagram. And I'm sure the BMW is listening and reading all those comments, and they are thinking, oh, we put this out, look the reactions. Now let's understand who is right, who is wrong, what we want to do, how we can filter. So there are lots of good things in making show cars, okay? So that's one mission, the show car. Did you not join with Fiat? Did the real... Rocco, I didn't understand. Did you not join with Fiat? I don't understand. I worked at Fiat in my past for 11 years, and then I came here in Renault. So today it's 22 years I'm in Renault, okay? My birthday in Renault. I'm 22 years old here. That's good news, not bad. Okay, so that's the first mission, the show car. Now let's come to concept cars, because there is a difference between show car and concept car. Okay, concept car, it's more, I take a car that we are doing already, okay, and yeah. Did you remember drawing no, Renault and Fiat are completely different. Fiat is with the Peugeot Stellantis, not Renault. Okay, we are another group. Okay, so concept car is like, let's suppose that I'm making this car, okay, and this is my next production car, but nobody knows. Okay, so I have a nice 4L, very famous car, 60s. But what do I do to announce that I will be coming out in 3 years with this car? I make a concept car of this one, okay, and I make something a little bit different, but I will make a car with a lot of modernity, very trendy, with different technology. But when you see the production car and you see the concept car, you see that they are not that far, you know. And then brand, a company, I communicate on that to make understand to journalists that that thing might come out. You know, I create a sort of a buzz, you know, everybody start talking about. Represents where the brand will go in the future. Yes, concept, that's exactly what I'm talking, Abhishek, yeah. So what do? I use that model, that prototype, to talk a lot about where my brand would like to go. All right? So this is something that is different in terms of mission, you know, as a project, than the show car. Because here we are talking about something that it's already existing, we are finishing, you know, it's almost ready to go, and I need a support to start talking about it, you know. Okay, then let's talk about scenario number 3. The scenario number 3, which is, in my opinion, probably one of the most interesting one, because I worked in that for 10 years. It's when you do technological, designed, running prototypes. Okay? It's type of those projects are not production projects at all. And they are not concept cars or show cars at all. They are concepts, okay, that integrate into one project the technology that we are studying for the future car, eventually a new architecture, okay, all right, the new materials that we would like to try and test to see if those materials can really be used into a car design, into a car. Lots of experiments about different type of glass, material, new wiper blades, new dashboards, new displays, you know, how to, for example, 10 years ago we were making the experience of two displays in a car in front of a steering wheel, and with the hand we would pass the picture from the display on the right to the display on the left. Now today we do this in production, but we were making this experience 10 years ago. And then we make those concepts with a very good design. Okay, very good design. So we have designers that work on it like if it were a real car. So with the right quality, the good design, nice creativity, very contemporary or very futuristic, everything. Then we have those technological running prototypes made not just with the whole design, so you really see the concept, but also with the cost analysis for an eventual production. This means that you make all the calculation to simulate that project in production, so that the company can realize whether they could make money whether there is a business, for a car made like that. Okay? You have also marketing people and product planning and people, and here Abhishek, I am answering to your question, that belong to a team in which there is already advanced engineers and advanced designers. Okay? So when they start working together, marketing people and product planning people work together to make all those type of research. Because in order to know where we would like to go, we must study the cycles of life and societies in the last 30 years about technology, telephones, or watches, or I don't know what, to try not to predict, but to try to understand about what we're talking and to see the evolution of those things through the years, Eduardo, concept cars are great manifesto, future fueling the strongest characteristic of the past. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got it. All right, so now you understand that when we work all together, it's not like designers make a project with their design manager that is very advanced. We don't care about the engineers or if somebody says, this doesn't work because we don't have the technology. We don't care. But when we make the advanced design technological running design prototypes, in that case, yes, we are connected with the very important team of advanced design engineers that work with designers that are only advanced designers. Okay, so it's another studio team. Okay, it's another studio with another design director, design managers. For example, I was design manager for 10 years at the advanced design prototype design studio in Renault. I was one of the managers. And that's very challenging because your dream is that you make that project as a designer or as a manager or as a team, and when you present to the level number 2 of all the most important managers of the company that we have to decide whether we're gonna go for it or not, you always have that hope, that that car might be accepted and it will go into production. So there is always that thing is stimulating you to do the best you can. And I give you a real example of this. Let's come back to our Twizy. So when I did the Twizy, okay, with the team, with our design director, with the designer, and everybody, we were in a situation in which we had the advanced design engineers, architecture, product planning, put it here, product planning, marketing, and we were always presenting the work in progress to make sure that this car, this prototype, was well appreciated by everybody. So when we arrived at the end after 1 year and a half and we had the running prototype of this one, which really looked like this one, That time we had the surprise that the most important person of the company said, we're gonna put this into production. Because all the numbers were correct, the design was nice, the functions were perfect, the market niche we want to get into was ready, to get a car like this one on the road. So at the end, the company decided to do it. So we passed from running design prototype project to production project. And that was really great. So is the twist the outcome of advanced design? So yes, Abhishek. That's why I'm taking this example, because at the beginning we were working in secret on this field, in this on this project, and we really didn't know which was the real future of that project. Okay, but we all worked really hard. We really believed in it, to be honest. So we got to a point where we were ready to present that project with lots of passion and very precise, to the point that at the end the most important person of the company, with his top managers, they said, yeah, okay, let's do it. And that's how he went into production. Eduardo, that's the point I'd like to understand. The team of engineers, as you said, who works with you designers, how do you work together? Which design knowledge and skills do they have to know? No, the engineers don't have a design knowledge as designers. They do their job as engineers. The designers, have the culture and the know-how of creating, for example, this shape. Okay, ciao Raul, right? And when you create that shape, you have to check the architecture. So in that case, you are confronted with the engineers that make that architecture, and that's when you start working together, because you want to have something lower, and they tell you that this is not possible. Then you work together, and maybe it's a little bit possible, So, like everything, when you work in a team, you have to work in a team. You have to be open to discussions, but you don't have to be close, on your positions, because unless you cannot work in a team. And the best projects come out in a team. But then you must have management that takes decisions to make sure that at the end we get what we want, that there's somebody that takes decisions, that helps the team to move on to the next step. Okay? So now, according to Rocco's last question, a lot of those prototypes that are all running prototypes, so they cost a lot of money. This is a real research, okay? And this is, I would say, a part of the heart of the know-how of the company. So this is something very important. Sometimes create problems, engineers fix that. So, all that stuff, of course, it's saved, it's not thrown away after years. We keep all those, every company does. We keep the majority of those projects, and sometimes when we have new projects, we go and discover projects that were done 7 years ago, 10 years ago, to see, to refresh our memory, to see how they overcame some problems, and maybe those examples can help us on a current project. You work on R&D. Itself, can an engineer work on R&D in the design department itself? No, Syed. In design department are designers and design managers. Then sometimes we do have some engineers, but those engineers stay with us only for some activities. Okay, not management. They are there to help design to realize things. You know, that's what I want to say. Okay, so I told you what I wanted to talk about today to you, hoping that what I tried to explain was clear to you. Okay, so ciao Vedant, we're gonna meet in 20 minutes. Okay, in 20 minutes from now. Yes. All right. So if you have another question, please. If you want to offer me a coffee, you know how to do. Thanks. Ciao, ciao, Vedant. Okay. But the new cars are approved by the top management. In management in an automobile company, but also in other companies, you have 3 levels. You can have also 4 levels. But let's say you have 3 levels, okay? You have a level which is managerial next to the project has been done, okay? Then you have a second level, which are the most important people of each company family: marketing, design, product planning, engineering stuff. And then you have the top level, number 1, with the president or CEO, that together will work together to take that decision. So they decide that. Yes, Phil, you can do that, no problem. Do it. No problem. Okay, so anyway, thanks for being with me. Put your like, share this video, and take care. Have a good weekend. Ciao.